Hello, my name is Ian Anderson. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with you today. Now, today I'm going to be talking about something that hits home. Since the beginning of the COVID pandemic, our company moved over 500 employees to working remotely. Now, I want to talk to you today about the benefits of working in office, be it COVID safe or pre-COVID, and how working remotely has affected myself and companies around the world. Now, many of us can relate to what you just saw here. Waking up in the morning, only feet from your workstation, and just getting to work, versus getting out of bed, making your bed, getting ready for work, commuting, and finally getting to work. Now, I work at 1-800-CONTACT, and they moved, again, over 500 employees to work at home. This affected me in many ways. First off, I can relate to that video, jumping out of bed and just starting my day. But the problem with doing that was I wasn't dressed the part. I wasn't putting myself in the mindset of being at work, simply sitting in my room. And that didn't do me any good. I personally saw quality of my work drop and productivity drop as a result of that. I've noticed that I've been more disconnected from my team and from upper management. Where working from office, I didn't have those issues. Now, many of you, I don't know if you're going through the same type of thing, but I believe that many of you might be understand where I'm coming from with this. By working from office, there are several things that you gain. First off, an increase in productivity. Second, the benefit of networking throughout the company. And third, a better mental health. Now, when it comes to productivity, at this pie graph here, we see that 45% of employees prefer working from office because they are more productive. 30% are more productive working at home, and roughly 24 to 25% you see undecided, where they either work equally as good from home or from the office. The benefits that I see working in office pertaining to productivity are the ability to brainstorm one with another as a team. Be able to bounce ideas off each other rather than off a Zoom meeting or off of a Microsoft Teams chat. You have the camaraderie. You have the ability to support one another in not only the things you're doing at work, projects and other clients, but you have the ability to support them in life struggles, which is an important thing when it comes to working in office, because you spend so much of your time working. You have that support group, your friends and your coworkers. You have the teamwork to be able to go through projects together and accomplish tasks and delegate one to another. You're able to communicate easier and recognize with your team the importance of different tasks and communicate properly rather than messing up in a text. Now, networking as a benefit for working in office has been something that I've personally seen a decline in my personal networking. When I worked in office, I was able to walk over to the manager's desk and just have a chat with them, or walk over to their manager's desk and talk about my future goals in the company, or set a meeting with the administrator so I could meet with the director of the call center. And that was an easy thing to do. When it comes to working from home, that kind of becomes a little more difficult. Schedules are tighter, and they don't prioritize meeting with someone when they don't know who you are, when they can't see who you are. Now, There's a quote, "It's about who you know, not what you know." And I believe this is true. Of course, it's important to know what you know. But when it comes to knowing the people, that's what gets you those interviews. That's what gives you that personal recognition, that personal touch to in any type of interaction you have with coworkers or people in your company or other companies. Now, I like this quote here. "Texting is a brilliant way to miscommunicate how you feel and misinterpret what other people mean." I had an instance the other day where a customer was texting in, and the associate had misunderstood the text, and it became a whole fiasco. But simply because a missed comma or forgotten question mark, this whole thing spiraled out of control, and I had to resolve this issue. By working in office, you don't have those types of issues where you are meeting face-to-face with clients or you're talking with your coworkers. You don't have that misinterpretation of what's their body language because you're there. You're in office talking with your coworkers. And I think that's such an important aspect of being able to work in office versus working remotely. There are a lot of struggles from working remotely. The first struggle, 22% of American employees feel, are unplugging after work. Simply getting up, clocking out, and then laying back down is such an easy thing, and it's hard to disconnect work from home life. The second biggest struggle is loneliness. Again, like I said, networking, being able to be with your team, being able to bounce ideas and brainstorm, and simply chat about how your day and how life is going. Missing out on those opportunities is a big thing from working remotely. Collaborating and communication, that works into as well loneliness where you're not able to communicate with your team. Distractions at home, I've definitely felt this one where stuff's going on with my family, and I'm not as likely to get back on the phones as timely as I should be. And I've noticed that people are getting back 30 seconds to a minute after their break is supposed to be ended, versus employees that work in office are a lot more punctual. Being in a different time zone than teammates, this hasn't come into a big play in my job, but I assume many others have had this issue as well. Staying motivated. When you're the only one in the office, it's a little bit harder to get motivated to do your work. Taking vacation time, and finding reliable Wi-Fi. To recap, productivity is such a big thing. We want to ask companies, is it worth the productivity of the company and the mental health of employees to be sending their employees to work at home, rather than coming up with better ideas and better ways to have their employees work in office? There are safe ways that this can be done, and I believe that they should be implemented to better the productivity of the companies and the well-being of their associates. Networking is such an important aspect as well for the growth of an individual in their personal connections and moving up in a company. Mental health is so important because with loneliness and working at home, you have the problem of depression. You have the problem of unfit work environments. And for a company to set those standards at an office, it does help with the mental health of their employees and the happiness of the employees. I want to read you a final quote to end this by William H. McRaven. It says, "If you make your bed every morning, you'll have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you'll have come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better." I know that as we strive to come up with new ways to be able to work in office and accomplish the small things. Again, if you're going to work in office, you're getting ready for the day. You're showering where you can find inspiration. You're making your bed, where a lot of people that work at home don't even bother to do that. You're getting ready. You're putting yourself in the mindset of being professional, and I believe that is such an important aspect of our mental health and our productivity throughout the day. I appreciate the time that I've had to speak with you, and I hope that as we go throughout this pandemic, all of us together, we were able to find ways to move to work at office. And if that's not a possibility, making your home office a safe and happy and uplifting environment to stay motivated throughout your day and productive. Thank you very much.